What's going on, guys? Kaz with Elevate Your Craft back for another episode of the vlog. And this one is episode number 2 of the Journey to a Marathon. Volume 2, I guess would be a better way to describe it. It's actually episode number 29 of the vlog in general, but I'm a little nervous, I gotta say. But, like anything, with the proper preparation, I'm sure I'll be fine, and I'm on that route. I think I'm doing a good job of preparing. This is my first marathon, so I am trying to learn as much as I can from others that have done a marathon or longer or have much more experience than I do. But I gotta go my own way too, see what works for me. But I am a little bit nervous. I think that's good though. Or has some benefit. Nerves can be good, keep you on your toes and keep things interesting. But my cardio feels really good. I honestly feel like I can go forever. My main concern, what I'm most nervous about, is my muscles and tendons being able to withstand the punishment. The conditioning required to run the longer distances. I'm getting a little bit of runner's knee on the right side. But it's weird, it kind of starts early and then goes away until after the run, of course, when it's somewhat bad. And then it seems like on the left side, it's my iliacus, not my iliacus, pectineus. That's pretty sore, and I think that actually happened early on when I started running. Maybe just that range of motion I was not used to, sort of the full range of motion of running. I just wasn't used to and pulled it a bit, so I am dealing with that, but nothing excessive or too bad, so I'm not too worried about it, but I am in the process of dealing with it. And one of the things that I'm doing that I'm finding is extremely helpful is adhering to a stretching and sort of prehab routine, not only for recovery from the runs, but also just as a prehab. So I've come up with a myofascial release stretch routine. So I usually use a massage ball for that myofascial release all around my hip area, the glute medius, piriformis, so that kind of thing. And I'm by no means an expert in kinesiology or anything like that. I do go to physio, so I don't pretend to know all the muscle names and that kind of thing, but I do follow the guidance that I'm given. Shout out to Nick, you are the man. But what I'm doing is sort of that. I'll start off with the massage ball and the different areas, glute medius, the TFL, is a big issue for me as well. It's pretty tender and something that I do need to work on. So once I'm done with the myofascial release, sort of work upward, I have a yoga block that I use for calves and make sure to really hinge at my hips with a slight bend forward. And then I'll do a standing or lying a knee bend for quads, and then I have a yoga strap which I use for hamstrings, so just sort of your seated leg, seated hamstring stretch, sort of forward bend type thing. And then I will go on my back, sort of like a lying leg raise position with the one leg, and then use the strap just to kind of pull on my foot a bit, get that calf stretch, the hamstring stretch. And then I'll let my leg fall to the side and then do the same sort of for the inner thigh. And then 90-90s, I love 90-90s for the hips and hip mobility and that kind of thing, along with contractions. So if you haven't heard of the 90-90, check it out. It is an amazing overall exercise. I mean, I don't want to say exercise, but stretch that's helped me a ton, and then including the contractions. So check that out if you haven't heard the 90-90. It's awesome. And then of course the runner's lunge and any additional support through physiotherapy, one of the issues I have while sitting like this too, but also by running or when running, is having a really tense upper body, like shoulders, you know, not so much of a hunch, I would say, just keeping things tight. So I do get some tightness and soreness, but I'm getting actually a lot better at that now, so it's not too bad. But I do a bit of maybe a sleeper stretch or something like that, and then just general neck stretches as I need. Finally have the Forerunner 935, which is what's on my wrist right now. This thing is awesome. It has been amazing in helping me track my progress and learn about my running. I love this thing, and I love the data. I love reading the data. I have sort of my Garmin Connect page up that I keep there, and then sync with the watch, and I'll just look at average pace, distance, speed, and the averages of those things, really anything that I can get my hands on. It's been great for actually learning about my running and how I can improve it. You know, the key areas that I need to look at and things like that. And it's worked extremely well. So if you're able to get some sort of device for that kind of thing, and you love data and using data mining and that kind of thing, I would recommend it. It's awesome. Not necessarily the 935, you know, it is a little bit pricey, but if you're able to manage, it's pretty awesome. So where am I at? On screen, kilometers run to date are 203. On screen there is the 26 kilometer distance that I ran. I've actually done two since then, 2 runs, one being a 3 kilometer and then the other being 10. So the 3, I did more of a speed run, really as fast as I could. Well, I shouldn't say as I could, because as fast as I could based off of what I think I can do, and which isn't always the best because I tend to be pretty conservative, which I think comes to bite me when it comes to actually my time of completion and that kind of thing. But I don't have a lot of experience, you know, so I tend to be a little more conservative at the beginning of the run, and maybe I'm not optimizing my time, but that's what I'm using the data for. So that 3 kilometer was kind of an experiment to see how quickly I could do it, and ended up doing it at a pace of 5 minutes, 8 seconds. 5 minutes, 8 seconds per kilometer, which isn't too bad. It's much better than I have been doing thus far, but by no means elite or anything like that. I mean, if you look at the 5K, that would be a little over 25 minutes, which, I mean, there are people out there doing sub 15 minutes, sub 20, which is awesome. But anyway, that's where I'm at. And then the 10K was a great one. This was a recovery run. Did it very slowly. I wanted to keep my heart rate between 145 and 155, and managed to do that. Average heart rate was 149. Really wanted to just take it easy, recover, get the blood flowing. So I'm really learning a lot about the different types of runs, what you can do with heart rate zones, with pace, and achieve different things based off of how you approach it. So it's really awesome. The 26 was the long run. That's the longest run they've done so far. The next is to do a 30K, and that is coming. I have about 15 weeks remaining-ish. 14 or 15 weeks, maybe even 14. So it is coming. It is coming. But next week I plan on doing, like I said, the 30K. And I need to, I think, regulate my pace a little bit better. When it comes to the long runs, I only really worry about finishing them. I don't worry too much about speed, about pace, really. I just want to be able to run that distance and make it, and that's it. You know, once I get more experience, and I really know, and I'm more confident in my conditioning and my capabilities, then I'll start playing around with those things. So the plan is to do a 30K next, and I'll probably be doing it at a pace of 7 to 7 minutes, 30 seconds per kilometer. I think that's pretty good. The 26 that you see there, I did it at 6:38. However, I found I was speeding up throughout the run, which is kind of odd. But I don't necessarily want to do that, I think. I want to be able to maintain a pace to ensure that I actually make it the whole way. So that's something I'm going to experiment with. But I have found that I do need to regulate my pace better. And now that I have the 935, I think I'll be able to do that a lot better, as well as just getting better at it mentally. So that's pretty much where I'm at as far as distance. Cadence is another cool area that I'm exploring. I'm not worrying about it too much. Like I said, the more advanced things, I'm getting my feet wet, if you will. I'm reading about them, I'm understanding what they are and how they could impact my training, but I'm taking it slow. So cadence is something that I'm looking into and slowly incorporating into my training. And that's also part of why I did that 3K run, was I paid attention to my cadence. I ended up being, let's see, so 5 minutes, 8 seconds per kilometer. Average heart rate of 150, which is great. I'm pretty happy about that. I found that it was kind of interesting because I maintained around 150 up until about 12 minutes, and my heart rate just jumped. And I maintained a pace of about 5 minutes, 8 seconds. But there was a big jump in heart rate, beats per minute. So I guess that was the point at which it became difficult. And I was like, okay, now I'm starting to feel this run. And so it's an interesting piece of data that when I do this again, I'm going to see where and if that jump happens again at that point. But getting back to cadence, my average cadence was 173. And apparently, 180 is that sweet spot. I don't take it too seriously, but I'm trying to just understand how I run and how it affects my technique. So I'm not too worried, but if you have a higher cadence, I think generally you're just faster. So that average is pretty good for me. I'm looking to improve it about 5 to 10% if I can each time, over time. So we'll see where that goes, but that's a pretty interesting concept and metric that I'm looking to take advantage of as the days approach. But I'm very excited. This has been an awesome process so far. I'm really liking it. And I think I can do this. I am nervous, like I said, but I think it's something that I can achieve. And if I prepare enough, if I do the best that I can, and recover and work on my speed and endurance and things like that, then I will be just fine. So that is it for volume 2 of Journey to a Marathon. As you can see, this is the stream layout here. I got a muscle up video going with some key questions, not on topic for today's vlog, but that's okay. Like I said, this is the stream layout. This is how I roll comedy, word of the video, and of course the quote of the stream, in this case video, and a little bit of other fun stuff. So anyway, YouTube page is Elevate Your Craft, all one word. I'm on Twitch. Handle is Kasmanasty, Kasmanasty, so you can check me out there also. But that's it. That's it for this episode of the vlog and volume 2 of Journey to a Marathon. I'll be sure to update you on the rest of the days up to and leading to the marathon. And I can see myself doing a lot more running in the future. So anyway, that's it for me. Take it easy, folks.